feel like my eyebrows are a little aggressive, but
I think they look great.
Better than like wonky. Every once in a while I'll record an entire YouTube video and like one of my eyebrows is like I put a sweatshirt on, you know how like I'm
yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I look at my face sometimes head on after recording things, and my eye doctor told me it's the way because do you guys sleep to the side or straight?
I sleep on the side of my face. Oh,
Yeah.
Kallie, don't you sleep like this?
So you're supposed to sleep straight like this, straight back.
like a dead person, yeah.
But I go to one side, and I said to her, why does my face and my eyebrow look crooked sometimes when I record? And she said, like, it could be like the way you sleep. It makes sense if you're like this. And I do. And I try to at night, and then I just go to that.
Yeah.
I'm really jealous of your sleeping position, Kallie, because that's it's a big thing.
I was a stomach sleep. I think I told you I was stomach sleeper my whole life until I got pregnant, and then I couldn't. And I remember like it really messed me up having to learn how to sleep. And then after that, I don't know about you guys, like I have a friend and I remember we were pregnant at the same time the first time together. And then immediately after giving birth, she's like, we can sleep on our stomachs again. But like, not with nursing breasts, I couldn't. That was horrible. So it was just like, and then I just got pregnant again. So it was just like too long of not being able to do either a stomach or just full boobs that I couldn't. And so now I just have learned to sleep like that. I don't know why.
Wait, are your arms like this?
Sometimes yes, or sometimes like this. Sometimes yes, sometimes yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was the same as you though. I'm a stomach sleeper on like one side of my face, and being pregnant and nursing, like that doesn't happen.
No.
But as soon as I was done nursing, I remember I was like got all cozy in my stomach and I'm like, yes. I'm back.
I've tried a few times now it's been too long that I'm like, this is wrong and I can't.
Yeah. We got used to it, and don't mess up your brows, ladies, and sleep to the left.
No,
they also say it's bad for your back. Like there's all these rules about different ways. So I'm like, part of me is like, just don't go back because I know it won't be good for me. So I just get into my little coffin.
It's true, Kallie, because they also say, now that we're getting older, like you're supposed to put a pillow under even like your knees.
Yes.
And sleep straight back like that. But it's hard.
Yeah. Even if I had one of those beds that moves where it would put you in the position, I'd end up on my side. So
yeah. I know. Well, once you're asleep, it's like, forget it. So
welcome to Just for Moms. I'm Charlotte.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Kallie.
We are regular moms
talking about regular stuff like
aging,
parenthood,
work-life balance,
and figuring out what's for dinner. Again,
a no judgment zone to talk, laugh,
and maybe cry about all the things women think about on a daily basis.
Well, I guess we should start. Right? It's been a long time. And, unfortunately, Charlotte couldn't be here with us today, but we've all been on this break and she's still, she's got a lot going on. So here we are. I guess it's episode 29, but I mean, I think is this season 2? Do we have?
I mean, yeah, like I was writing it out and I was like, should I put season 2, episode 1? But like season 2 makes me think of like that there was some big dramatic final season, like when I watch a show, and I was like, we didn't do that. So then I don't know. I mean, maybe. Sure, why not?
I feel like season 2 is fair.
Yeah, that's cute.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if we change our minds, then next week with Charlotte's season 2. So it just doesn't matter. So I listened. I've never been a radio listener. Like I don't listen to the radio. I just listen to like Spotify or a podcast or a book. But now that I'm working in an office, the radio's on all day long and I'm hearing morning shows again. And it's kind of fun because they bring up funny stories or they do prank calls. But the other day, the host was like, so I have a question for everybody on air and everybody listening. Do you make your bed when you first wake up in the morning? So I want to ask you, do you make your bed when you first wake up in the morning? Like immediately.
So this has been was a sore topic in our house for a long time because as we know, I get up before my husband. And so I couldn't make the bed when I got up in the morning. And it used to bother me forever because he wouldn't either. And I was like, you were the last one out of bed. Make your bed in the morning. And so I don't remember when it was. I feel like it was like right after Tate was born. I was like, it's just one thing to do in the morning. And he started doing it. And it's like, you know how once you start a routine, especially like that first routine in the morning that like kind of gets you going for the day. And so he started doing it, and now he makes the bed every morning. So I don't, but I mean, collectively,
someone does.
as a unit, we do. And it makes
Okay.
it's so much better. It sucks walking into a bed that's not made at the end of the day.
Right. Megan, are you the same?
Yes. I don't make it immediately, but every single day my bed is made. I put those throw pillows up, even though we have too many. And I will say I do this, and Charlotte's not here to tell me not to. I make all my kids' beds.
Okay, so I do the same. I feel like I have read studies where they say that it helps you get started on your day. It's good to have a routine, yada, yada. Well, then I hear this radio show, and they say that you should not make your bed immediately after waking up because it traps moisture from sweat off your body, which creates a warm, humid environment, which is ideal for the dust mites that live in your mattress to thrive. And then the dust mites feed on your dead skin. So waiting to make your bed allows the mattress to air out and dry, which will reduce your dust mite population.
That sounds like fake news because one, you have to remove the entire comforter and sheets. Yep. And two, just wash your sheets once a week. I mean, just wash them. And I think you're good. That sounds like somebody who doesn't like to make their bed made up that. That sounds like I'm calling fake news.
I mean, I get it might be a little, like, can I use the word moist? But, like, make your bed, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and, like, being type
Give it a
A.
shake.
And being type A and so OCD, I feel better walking by everyone's rooms knowing they're made. My middle daughter will occasionally make it. I'll be like, thank you. I do repeat it and say it. But it's like, it's nice to come home and it looks, and it's all tidy. And then who wants, same thing. When you go to bed at night, you go in and the sheets are all folded and it's like cozy. I don't want to go in there and have them all
messed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have night sweats on and off. Depends on my hormones. So I will now wait. Like I'll go downstairs and have some coffee and then go up and make my bed. But I used to get out and make it right away. But now I'm so disgusted by the fact how much I sweat and then I'm just like breeding dust mites. And I wash my sheets once a week, maybe once every other week.
I feel like we're
we
2
have
weeks. 2 weeks at best here. Yeah.
Depends on the person.
Yeah.
All right. That makes me feel better. But I was like totally grossed out thinking about that. And you know how radio shows, they lead up to tell you something. So I was expecting it to be something really foul. And then I'm like, oh.
Dust mites. Also, to be fair, like, aren't there like dust mites on us just like right now? Aren't they like everywhere all the time?
Yes.
So
very true, Kallie.
I also feel like this reminds me of that story from when Charlotte was talking about drinking out of the garden hose.
Yeah.
And how they're like, you can't do that because there's plastics. And there's like, well, hold on, you'd have to drink like gallons and gallons. I feel like that's one of those, like, I mean, aren't there always just some dust mites anyways? I don't know.
You'd have to drink out of the hose the whole day to really be effective.
That would just be like your main water source.
Right.
The hose. And then my second thing I wanted to ask you guys about, it's completely unrelated to dust mites and sheets, is, and Kallie, I feel like you're just going to just say no. Are you excited about the new Taylor Swift album?
I didn't even know there was one. So sorry.
I knew it. But Megan, are you excited?
Oh, so excited. Well, we had to pre-order it coming home from the ferry this summer. Gianna was like, it's on Target. Go, go, go. And then you're like waiting in the queue to order the pre-sale CD. And it's like, I feel like I'm on Ticketmaster, but it's not Ticketmaster. And then like, we got it. I hope it's coming. We got charged for it. If not, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm psyched.
I did the same, but what like blows my mind is they had that pre-sale the first day she announced it, and then 2 days later they had another album pre-sale, and every couple days they're having more pre-sales.
Agreed.
And I'm like, why do you need a different color of the same album? I don't get it.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
I know, and I was confused too. Like when you were shopping the pre-sale, it was kind of confusing because there was like 4 or 5 different options, and some included different what was it, stickers or something, or books to go with it. I'm like, we just want the CD. I don't want any of that, right?
Yeah. I was confused. Well, Kallie, Taylor Swift has a new album coming out on October 3rd.
October 3rd. Got it.
Yep.
Noted.
Yeah. Annabelle wrote about it on our calendar in our kitchen. And
so are you guys getting an actual CD?
I'm getting the record,
okay,
like the album, because we have a record player.
Yes.
And we only have like 4 records, and I want to grow my collection.
Okay. But like, I mean, that's how I can't say that I've pre-ordered music since like high school when you had to have but like you don't have to have a CD now, but is that the only way you'll be able to listen to it, you think?
No.
So on October 3rd you could just listen, but you want the CD because you're like mega fan, so you want the thing.
I guess.
Right?
I don't know. I think I got all involved in the hype and just ordered whatever the heck I ordered. I'm not going to lie, because
Like,
I love her.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Which,
But do you have
I mean, and I understand
player?
like supporting her. Like I understand that like you want it, like, you know, like
That's
the real
a good
book instead of
point.
the Kindle.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I ordered. All I know is I ordered something. That's a good point, because I don't even know if we have CD player. Maybe it'll just be like a link and they let you download all the songs. I'm not sure.
But you could, you could technically download it for free on Spotify at midnight that night.
Like, you know what? If it ends up going in her room on a shelf, I'm fine with that too, because, you know, listen, I love Taylor. And I hope I get an invite to the wedding, just saying.
This is also, you guys will appreciate this, how out of pop culture I am. I think I did hear about it in the day-ish, within 36 hours of it happening, but I heard it, and the whoever I heard it from, the radio person, said Taylor's, they're getting hit. I forget the way they said it. I thought that they got married. Like, I thought they had a secret wedding. So then I spent like a day or two assuming they were already married. And then somebody had to be like, the engagement. And I was like, wait, I thought it already happened. So that's how far removed I am. But I don't think I'll be invited.
Yeah, she won't invite me because I wrote a whole blog post about how she doesn't need to be with Travis Kelce. So, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be invited. I don't understand how they're going to get married in Rhode Island without people showing up.
See, I saw that news too. I think that's all fake news. I don't see her having a small wedding in Rhode Island. I don't know why. I see her having a big lavish somewhere, right? Or am I wrong? She doesn't seem small. Like, I don't know.
I think she's small, but I think he's big. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I did read that she's doing renovations, $1 million renovations to her home in Westerly, and that's where they're saying the wedding will be, but who knows?
Yeah.
Callie's like, I don't really care.
Yeah. I have no thought. I mean, I have no guesses. You guys know her. I just like don't. Celebrities usually it's secret, and then like people think they're going to something else, and then they're like, surprise, it's a wedding. Right?
Wait, Caitlin, totally off topic. Don't get mad. I'm going to share this really fast. Talking about celebrities, the other night, Joe was picking up food for our daughter, Ava, and Blake Lively was walking into ballet class. This was 2 nights ago with her daughter. And Joe like told me, and of course he doesn't really care. And he was like, the daughter had a messy bun. Because, you know, if you're a dance mom and the bun isn't good, it was just cute how he got home. And he was like, so Blake Lively walked by with her daughter going to dance where I was getting Eva sushi. And the daughter did not have a good bun.
Oh my gosh.
That's really funny.
You're going to need
So
to
she lives near you and does ballet there?
I feel like she lives in, is it Pound Ridge over this way, I think?
Got it.
Yeah. And yeah, and it was definitely her because everyone was talking about it. And of course he said she was gorgeous.
But how could she have her daughter dance there and there's no one stalking?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like
was it a
maybe
private
she's
class?
just, no, I don't know. But maybe she's just trying to be like a real person and, you know, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I hear that they are raising their 4 kids over here. So I don't know. And they, you know, you see them here and there, but she was just with her daughter all by herself, acting like a real person. So maybe, you know.
As she is.
Yeah.
Technically.
That's fun.
Yeah.
You should have had your husband tell Dumois that you had a sighting.
Yeah. No, he had it confirmed by someone else too. They were like, "Did you see who that was? Tell your wife." And Joe came home. Yeah. So, I
I
mean,
love that.
99%, 9% sure it was her. So,
Yes.
anyways,
Hmm.
on to the next
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
No
On to the
more.
next
Yeah.
one. Well, it's been a long time since we've talked about our mom fails. And when I was thinking about this episode, I was like, I don't even know. I don't know where to begin. But there is something that I'm going to say that's been just a fail of life and raising my kids. But do you guys have any good mom fails this week before I share mine?
I have one. My 2-year-old, he's almost 2.5, is just kind of going through that like whiny phase, when they're 2 and they whine. And it's not my first rodeo. I know how to deal with whining and but it's grating on me. And I'm like, be a grown up, Callie, about it. But it's just, I feel like when he gets in a really whiny phase, I'm like, I know I have better tools in my arsenal than to be annoyed about this, but it's just been getting under my skin.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, and the patience, right?
Yeah.
It's just like you just want to be like, "Shut up."
Shut
But you
up.
can't.
Oh, no. In
Yeah.
my head, I say it. And then I'm like, say it back. Can you ask for your milk, please? To say milk, please. Anyways, yeah.
Well, I hope he stops soon.
I'm sure we're towards I've done this before, so it's not, when you've done it before and it's like, but it's still irritating either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Megan?
So my mom fail is the fall schedule and messing it up a few times. It's just trying to get used to it. It's all in the calendar. I mean, you log in and you see it, and it's just like, good God, like it's just there's so many things going on every day when it's like from 2:30 to 9 Nutcracker. We're in Nutcracker rehearsals now. So just in general, the false, I messed it up a few times already, even though it's right in front of my face. And picture day, and Nico could care less, but the girls, it's so important. So it's just it yeah, it's just in general for me is the fall schedule, and I've already messed it up. So that's my fail. I don't know, whatever. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that right now. Because I can. My fail is I made the mistake of, I don't know when I started it, but every night when I would put Arbor to bed, I would talk about what we were going to do the next day. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why. It was like a cute little thing, like, oh, and tomorrow we're going to go to Costco. Oh, and tomorrow we're going to go on vacation. So now every night before bed, it's what are we doing tomorrow? And then the first thing she says every morning is, what are we doing in the morning? And then in the middle of the day, what are we doing today? And sometimes if I'm lucky at night, what are we doing today? And I'm like, no. Now we're in school mode. Like there is no doing. You go to school and then you come home, and it's driving me nuts. And I don't know how to. It's cute, but I know I'm going to keep telling her about exciting things that are happening. So I don't know what to do.
I have a trick. I don't know if it'll work because she's already stuck on this. I don't know where I got this tip. It was somebody like was talking about if your kid's really like amped up at the end of the day to try this. And they say you literally just talk through what they did that day with like no emotion is not but like no commentary. So it's not like, and you really loved that and it was so fun. You're literally like, so let's talk about what we did today. This morning you woke up and we had waffles, and you like literally just go through the mundane little and so maybe that'll like shift it a little. So when she's like, what are we doing tomorrow? You're like, let's talk. It might work, but it works with my kids sometimes when they're really like they kind of just like it like settles them for the day to like go through younger kids. Obviously, I know Arbor's younger, to go through like the little, and then you did this, and then we did this. And I'm sure she'll be like, and what will we do tomorrow? But I don't know, maybe it'll slowly shift the nighttime habit.
All right.
Caitlin, you know what comes to mind? And I know, Callie, you were great all summer, not doom scrolling like me. Did you see the reel of like the mom that's like at the pool all day with her child for like 6 hours, and then the kid gets out and it was like, what are we doing after this? That
was us. That was my entire summer. We went on so many trips and vacations and had all of these things. In August, I was like, we're doing nothing. And my kids were like, well, that's unacceptable. Like
Absolutely not.
we need an itinerary every day. And I'm like, we're doing nothing today. I'm not even leaving the house. I'm not changing my clothes. So yeah, I mean, it's, I lived that.
Yeah.
Well, now that we are out of summer, I mean, technically, and I don't agree with the whole fall doesn't start until whatever date. Fall is a feeling before it becomes the actual season.
It's deep down.
You I didn't know you had such a passion for fall. I'm kind of liking this.
I love fall. I love it so much because it leads into just my favorite holiday season. And I do get like annoyed last month when people were sharing fall stuff, and I have actually stopped scrolling, and now every time something pops up I don't like, I say not interested, to really just hone down on what I'm seeing. But I'm like, it is 98 degrees outside. Please stop showing a skeleton in your stories. Like, just please, let's not do this.
Yeah.
But it's September and we're in our new school year routines. Some of us have been in school longer than others. I mean, this is our first full week. Kallie, I think is your first full week too.
I honestly don't what.
You don't know.
I
don't know what day.
I don't even. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Because last week we had everyone had Monday off because it was Labor Day. Yes. Okay.
And Megan, I think your kids are like pretty much same schedule as mine. But we're in it. And I was thinking, we're all in it together. And there probably is a study about this somewhere. About what happens when the fall comes and how parents are feeling. So I looked up some information, and according to a recent poll of 1,000 parents, they say that mornings are their craziest time of day. And usually the chaos begins around 7:16 a.m.
Oh my God, I love that.
That is when peak chaos, which for me, honestly, it starts a little earlier because now I have to leave with my oldest to drive her to school at 7:30. So my peak chaos is usually about like 10 minutes before that, maybe 7:06. But I'm sure it varies for everybody, but there is some time in your morning when you're just, the bells and the whistles and the music and the screaming and the crying is all happening at the same time. And most of the, another survey I read says that 71% of the moms, it's the moms who are carrying the mental load. It's not the dads. And obviously that's not the same in every household, but it's moms who are planning the meals, managing the schedules, in charge of the household tasks. And we've talked about this before, when your mental load, it's invisible, but it's actually there. So I know we're all feeling it. And I certainly am in a new chapter of my life where I'm working outside of the home 3 days a week, and my husband now has to take the reins. And so we still haven't fallen into that routine. So right now it's just overwhelming. And I want to get into my fall cozy mode. Like, I just want to get excited. And we decorated last weekend and put like little pumpkin and leaves out in the house. And I can't really embrace it because I'm just still not there. And I feel like a lot of parents probably can relate to this. I know that you guys have already kind of mentioned you're in the mud over there. Megan, you in particular.
Yeah, no, I feel like getting back into it almost takes like a good solid 3-4 weeks here of just being like, okay. And I love routine. And I do love the summer. I'm Megan Summer. Summer's my favorite. But the fall is great too. And it's just getting in a rhythm. And I agree with the mental load. I know in my house, I'm in charge of, enrolling the kids in the activities and, paying the bills for them. And of course, my husband will help if I ask him, but it's just kind of always been on me. So I just take it upon when I probably should be like, can you help? He will help with the driving. That helps because I feel like when those kids get off the bus from 2:30 till 9, it is driving in 8 million different directions. But another thing too is I feel like my kids all want to go to these fall activities that they're enrolled in. So that's a good thing. Everyone's happy. I'm not forcing anyone to do anything that they don't want to do, but it's just, we just had, Labor Day, and then we had my son, he turned 8. So, throwing a birthday in there in between the start of school. And I feel like that's a pressure too, because you want it to be nice. And I feel like the parties we haven't, I used to do so over the top. Now, as I've gotten older, it's definitely not as much, but it's still, you got to send out the invite. You got to get the cake. Like he wanted to do a soccer theme, so I had to have someone come to the house. So it's like extra time and following up. So it's just the mental load of making sure that you don't mess anything up. It's stressful because I don't know, do the dads really stress about those things? They're probably like, whatever, it'll figure itself. I don't know. Do they? I don't know.
I mean, this is the first year Brandon really does have to know the kid's schedule. I mean, and on Fridays, he actually has Arbor, because Arbor only goes to preschool Monday through Thursday. She can't go on Fridays. And so he and my mom are coordinating now who's going to take her so he can do meetings. And I was like, I'm out. I'm not the middleman. If you guys want to text about this, you text about it. And just this morning, my mom texted me and she's like, I might have to go to the office tomorrow. And I said, wrong person. It's not me. Because I can't be in charge of scheduling that too.
No.
And, Brandon's never had the apps on his phone for the kids' schools, and now he has to have them.
Oh, that's a whole different ball game too. All those apps now for every sport and team, and then the email too. It's a lot. Do your phones ring all day of just everything with the sports and the dance?
Yeah.
You don't want to, there's a lot to read. I mean, like really it could be a part-time job making sure you read every single thing about the snacks. Someone forgot a ball. Did someone see Joseph's ball from practice last night? I was just like, oh, good. I don't know.
Well, Kallie, I'm interested in how you're navigating this all, because you have do you have your dump phone?
My dumb phone comes. Yeah, my dumb phone comes in like a week or two. So this has been. So my husband, for those of you who don't know, has had a dumb phone for like 2 years. I have a dumb phone that's coming. It's supposed to come in the next like 2 weeks. But so I don't have any of the apps on my phone because I'm like, I need to be prepared for when I don't have them. So the app that my son uses at his elementary school is fine. I can do everything on the desktop. It's not an issue. I actually get like a text when the teacher messages me in it. So like I don't feel like I'm missing something important. But at our preschool, it's not like that. Like I don't get texts, and you can't message the teacher from the desktop. You can't do anything. And so I don't know. I mean, luckily her preschool is small enough and my son went through it. So like this is like our 4th or 5th year there at this point. So like I know the teachers. So like I can kind of just chat with them and text them instead. But that is a tricky hurdle. And I don't know what we're going to do when we start to get into situations where we have to have the app. There was something that actually just came up where we had to have an app. And I was like, we don't have it. Like I don't have the app. And so far we've been able to find workarounds for everything, or like people have been able to work with us. But yeah, I can't do all that. So many notifications stresses me out. Yeah. And it's hard because some of the notifications are very important. Like they're things, it's like, it could be as stupid as somebody forgot their ball. Not that Joseph doesn't need to find his ball, but like, I don't need to read about it at 5:00 while I'm getting dinner ready. And the other one could be telling me like, don't forget about a very important piece of paper. So for me, because now it's all off my phone, I do it on my computer. Like I have set time. I come in and like, I'm going to sit and I'm going to go through them all. And I feel like it works better for my brain to take like 20 minutes at the end of the day to read all of the messages that way. Yeah, I don't know. We're navigating it.
Yeah, our elementary school, the app that we use messages us all day for certain things like fire drill. What's the thing called? Where they practice. My brain just went
like
blank.
Band or chorus or something?
No.
Instrument? No.
Like drills, different drills.
Yeah. Like a lockdown.
Yeah, lockdown drill. And my phone will let us know when that's happening. And the girls are at 2 different schools. So and I feel like it's happening every other week. They're doing all these drills. But last year, for example, there was a lockdown put in place, and I can hear the sirens going to the school. So I was like checking my phone, hadn't got the lockdown notification, hear the ambulances, hear the sirens. All the parents start texting, trying to figure out. They had to do a lockdown because someone fell and was injured that was a teacher, and they didn't want, I don't really know still to this day what happened, but it wasn't like a violent lockdown.
Right.
It had to do with safety of the teacher that was injured or that had fallen or something. Needless to say, I've thought before, like, I need to take this app off my phone because it drives me nuts, especially if I'm getting notifications for stuff my kids aren't part of. But then I have to keep it on there for everything
I know.
else.
Yeah.
What if you had like a family iPad or something?
Yeah. So, well, we have a we haven't even had to use it yet because we've been working around it, but we have like it basically looks like an iPhone, but it's an screen. I can't even tell you the brand. And we installed it in our living room. And so our thought was like, oh, well, we'll put like the Stop and Shop app on it for when we need but we've literally been able to do everything from our computer. So it hasn't been an issue for us, or we've been able to get text notifications for like the important stuff. So for us, we haven't needed it yet, but that was our solution, was like, we'll have a, a whatever. And the idea was with the screen that, you could download technically any app, but like takes away any of the interest to try to like scroll Instagram on an screen. So yeah, that's the solution. I mean, I know a lot of people now that, Michael's been in we use Light Phone now that we've been in that community for a while. There's a lot of people who they have a iPad that they use, and like that's either they use it when they're at home or that's what they first, because there are some apps you cannot, there are not desktop versions, or the desktop is not compatible. So there's a lot of people who do that instead. But I find, like, I don't know about you guys, for both the one that is used at my son's school and my daughter's school, along with getting texts if you need them, like they also send me emails. Like I get, so I'm getting a notification on my phone. I'm getting a text. I'm getting an email. And so I'm like, I haven't missed anything.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard because they make you feel like you're going to miss something so important, and then we have this stress that like, well, what if there's a lockdown? And I just feel like, I don't know, if there's a lockdown, I would know. I don't know. There's enough people. I haven't missed anything important yet, I guess. So
are you, so going back to this, the theme of the episode with the chaos of the fall, but you have children in 2 different schools now. How is that feeling?
So far, okay. I don't know. Yeah, this is our first time having the schedules line up fairly well. I'm able to drop one off and get to the other drop off, and it works out perfect. Pickup didn't work, but we put my son on the bus. This is his first time on the bus, he wasn't on it too long. That was like my worry, to like stick him on the bus, and he loves it. He thinks it's great. And it's actually, the bus, this is not exciting to any of you because I'm sure you've been doing the bus for years. It's so fun. We're out there and we're like saying hi to our neighbors and we're like chatting with people. Like I don't know, like being part of, this is our first time in the public school. So it's just like, I don't know, there's like community feeling that's like really fun.
Oh no, I'm a new bus parent.
Oh, you are?
Yes, my kids have never taken the bus before. And honestly, I found out because it was scheduling. I mean, I have 3 kids in 3 different schools. Only 2 of them are semi close to each other, all with different start and end times. And the pickup at the end of the day for Brandon and I, the way that we would have navigated it would have only been able to be one parent doing it. And you would have been in the car for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's just insanity.
We talked to the girls and I said, I know we've never done the bus. We always kind of like were against it because people don't like it. And both my girls were like, well, I think it was just you.
Yeah.
What do you mean it was just me? But so they take the bus home and they both take the bus home. My middle child takes it to school and I love it. Everyone goes, it's right in front of my house. We go outside and say hi to all the parents. And I feel like we're bus people now.
The bus is convenient. We love the bus over here. We've been on the bus since day one. and it's like cool to go on the bus. The only thing, we had issues here in our town where we live. There's a new bus system or company, and poor Gianna, it kept driving by her for like the first 4 days when she was outside. Finally, I went out there and I even was waving once, like, stop. And he wouldn't stop. And then I finally talked to someone and they were like, oh, we'll add her in. And sorry for the confusion. But I'm like, pick her up. I don't want to, like, you sit in that traffic to and from. That's a whole 40 minutes. I don't want to be bothered with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, the
it's
bus
great.
is a game changer, I feel like.
I'm team bus. Miles is already like, can I take it to school? And actually, logistically doesn't work for him to take it to school because it's like when I'm taking Finley but next year when Finley's in kindergarten, I'm like, maybe you guys can take the bus together to school. So yeah, very team bus. I love it.
Yeah, that definitely alleviates a little bit of the chaos, but it's then they come home from school and we haven't started dance yet. That starts next week.
That's it. When you were like peak chaos is 7. I mean, the mornings, sure, getting everyone out the door. Don't talk to me. It is after they get home from school. That is the peak chaos for me. They're like madness. They've been not sitting all day, but they've been on their best behavior, when they've been trying to be good for their teacher, and then they get home and they unleash it all on you while you're like trying to make tacos and you're just like, it's just too much. And you guys running to 8 million it's just too much.
We haven't, I'm scared. Well, and then my oldest tried out for cross country and I was so excited. First of all, because I'm not a runner. Like, I don't like to run. I was only on cross country and track for the social aspects growing up. And I was always in last place. And when she said she wanted to try out, I'm like, good luck. And if you can't run, it's okay. She's a runner.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm cool for her, but it's every single day of the week practice. Pickups at 4:00. I work until 4. Eiley gets off the bus at 4. So we've had to navigate like this whole, that's a mess. And then both girls are all 3 girls are dancing now in the middle of the week. And I'm just, next week is going to be a test of my patience. And
we have 2 in travel sports, 1 in field hockey and soccer. And it's just like navigating that with the dance. And again, they're happy. They want to be there, but it's just the rides and we're in charge of driving. And I mean, you can carpool and, teamwork with that. But, sometimes I feel like in my house, we did a basketball carpool with 4 other moms. We had this like organized spreadsheet this past winter. It worked great. But then like, Nico would always be like, but I just want you to drive me, So it's like you feel that guilt. But then, like I said, sometimes moms step in and organize the carpool. It's just, we're all juggling it and figuring it out together. It's just, trying. It's just my head spins
a lot. And it's funny that you bring up the thing about Nico. So one of the things that happened this summer is my mom moved. She was living in New Hampshire and she moved. So she lives like 8 minutes from us, which is so great. So now she has a part-time job, but she's available to like help with stuff. So there was a few times that she took Finley to, it wasn't the first day of preschool, but it was like the first full day back to preschool. And then she did something picked up Miles from school, or she was the first one to get Miles off the bus because I had a work commitment and I remember being like, there's this like little part of me that's like, I'm missing, you feel like you're missing things, and then you're feeling sort of guilty about, and then I'm like, well, that's stupid. Like, I don't need to feel guilty that I don't like get him off the bus the first, like, not everything is this like monumental, but there is this like little piece of it. It's like you're trying to manage all of it. You can't do it all. And then when you do figure out this like great system, you still feel guilty that like, you didn't miss something or
we have a field hockey game and Nico's doing flag football and they're both at 10 a.m. this Saturday. So how can you be in 2 places at once? And I'm like, I'm going to have to tell him. I mean, I'm sure he won't mind, but I feel bad. I try to go to all their games if I can, and I'm going to have to miss it. And, and again, it's not a big deal, but it's just, oh, okay. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not going to be there,
I know. You still feel bad about, I don't
know. How there's, I feel like every single night there's some kind of event going on right now. I think we're double booked tonight. There's like a preschool parent interest Zoom meeting. And I also have to go to the open house at the middle school. And a couple days ago, there was back to school ice cream night, but it was the middle school and it was geared towards the new students because we're 6th to 8th grade. And they could learn about all the clubs that they could join. So I tell my daughter I'm going to bring her. And then for my mental health, I have a non-negotiable 6:30 p.m. standing appointment at my hot yoga class. Like every Monday I go to the same class. Well, the ice cream night was from 6 to 8. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to tell Annabelle. I either have to not go to my class or I have to tell Annabelle that I'm not taking her. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then my best friend, whose daughter's a grade above, and our daughters are best friends, asked if I was going. I told her my dilemma and she's like, I'll just take her. She said, you know what? I'll walk her around. I'll introduce her to the clubs. And it worked out because if it was me, Annabelle probably wouldn't have spoken to anyone, but she would have wanted me to because she always defers to me. But because my friend Tina took her, Tina's like, she just walked up and did her own thing, collected her information. So I felt guilty, but then it worked out.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's what I always remind myself of, like, all the time. I'm like, and I was just saying this to Michael the other day. I'm like, a weird part about parenthood is like your whole job is just to like make them be able to succeed without you, which is horribly heartbreaking, right? Because that like just means that they have to succeed without you. And I was like, that's what I always tell myself. I'm like, there's so many situations where it's a different adult experiencing something with my kid. And I'm like, but that's okay. Like they would be different if it were with me, and they should have experiences from other adults. Like that's what's going to make them a well-rounded person, which at the end of the day is the point, right? So, but it is so hard.
And they act better when we're not around too, which is crazy, right?
That.
Like, it's annoying. It's like, someone else said something to me the other day and was like, oh, I saw Ava and she came right up and she asked me how my summer was. And I was like, really? Like I didn't, she doesn't
My
even,
Ava?
And I was like, oh, that's great. I'm glad you guys had a nice conversation. Like, I'm like, you saw so-and-so at the school? And she was like, yeah, why? It's like, she didn't want to like tell me about it. They're like, they know how to make us feel happy. And then it's like, and then you feel proud.
Yeah, that's it. You feel proud. You're like, okay, well, I did a good job.
Yeah.
Even though they're mean to me at home.
Exactly.
So I'm going to ask you guys for advice to share with other people. And I didn't, let you know I was going to ask you this, but if you had one tip to get yourself organized or to stay calm as we transition, into this season, what would it be?
I'll let Kallie go first.
I would say what works best for me is like have a set, like I was saying earlier, like have a set time, whether it's like you have 10 minutes in the morning or you have 10 minutes before you go to bed that you're spending with your like calendar and your little, where you have undistracted, like not whether there are children around or people speaking to you, 10 or 15 minutes where you can, read over the emails and cross-reference really quick your calendar and like give yourself that 10 minutes every day somewhere where there's no children.
I think that's such a good idea because I am notorious for getting the notification or seeing the email come through, letter from the principal, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder what it says, and clicking it, and then my brain is not even processing it. So then somebody asks me the next day, hey, did you see the letter? What did it say? I'm like, I have no clue. I read it, but.
Yeah, you get distracted. Someone asks you for something. Yeah, I try to, even with invites and all that stuff, like put it in the calendar or RSVP right away. That's just me because I forget. So I feel like for me, it's being organized as much as you can just helps the days go smoother, everything in general. But one thing in the morning, and I feel like this was at like a parent coffee thing a few years ago that one of the teachers spoke about. And as much as the chaos and that, what was it, 7:16 a.m. you said, Caitlin?
Yeah.
It's so true because two of mine get on the bus at like 7:20 and 7:25. So I feel like I'm like trying to make sure everyone has their water bottles and their lunches. But no matter how hard the morning is and you're reminding them to brush their teeth and, there is yelling, even though they're, you try not to, but even if I'm in the wrong, I feel like I always want to send my kids to school or to start the day happy. even if it's like, they didn't like clean, load their dishes or make their bed. I always, no matter what, even if they're wrong, and this might be a bad thing, send them on a happy note, because then I feel like the energy and the positivity of the day, versus being like, why didn't you put that in the dishwasher? And, you were doing this wrong. Cause I know how it makes you feel inside, and I know, like, for me, so I feel like just sending them off on a positive note and not yelling at them is just a tip that I would say, even if they might be in the wrong. I know it's so hard, but someone said it, like I said, I hate to repeat myself, but someone said it to me and it just stuck in my head, and it just like really makes sense. Like, just, you want to leave them in a happy
Yes.
place.
I think about that too, because you're sending them, like, we can all remember what it was like to be like our kids at different ages, and you're like sending them out into a place where like they probably don't feel as safe as at home, not like physically, but you know what I mean, like there's people and peer pressure and like all of that. I think about that too, and I do the same thing. Like, I just try to like say something, like for me it's like I always just like say something nice, like a little, like,
Yeah.
something great about them on their way out the door or whatever. Because
Yeah,
it
like,
sucks to like be feeling down and then you show up and then maybe like somebody's joking about the shoes, or like we know what that feels like to go into that space. So
yeah. Or like Gianna got on the bus this morning and she's always like, wait inside. Like, don't come out here. Like, no one needs to see you, She's at that point now with me. So I saw it coming and I opened up the door and I'm like, bye, Gianna. I love you. I love you. And you get like that eye roll, right? But I know once she gets on that bus, she's probably
yes,
like, thanks, Mom.
yeah,
Like, I know she doesn't want to show it, but I
no,
think
even though she
she
eye
might
rolled,
like
like she
it.
knows,
Yeah.
she does, like
Yeah.
inside she knows
Yeah.
that there's somebody who loves her so much they're gonna roll down the window and like yell it out to her.
Yeah, so I'm totally guilty of being the parent that sent their kids to school in a bad mood. And as a former teacher, this killed me because I would hate when when my students came to school and clearly they had a bad morning, because sometimes they took it out on me or other times they'd be sad. And I did it all the time last year. And this year and I did it because my kids were always late and they were always fighting and it was stressful. So this year is much different. The bus, like, I will never send my child out to go get on the bus in a bad mood, because that's just not nice. But also, my oldest, I drive her to school because she can't get up early enough for the bus. And she and I told myself, I was like, I'll never lecture her on the way there. I want this to be a positive, nice car ride, because now she's in middle school. She's going to this new scary place. And so I'm trying to, what's the word? I'm trying to
Just like be aware of it.
be aware of it, but just like make up for what I did last year.
Yeah.
Lost time.
Yeah. No, I felt the same way as you, Caitlin, because I felt like until I heard someone say this, I was like, wow, I am like not nice in the morning. I need to
Yeah.
work on this. But like, if you don't hear it from other people, it doesn't really make you think about it. And I agree. With late yelling, I why was I being like that? But you don't, sometimes we learn every day, right?
Yeah. No, well, you were being that way because like, oh my God, put on your shoes. We have to go, so it's such a balancing act. I think too, like it's hard to get like caught up in it, but I think like sometimes you're going to have to be like, get your shoes on, like, let's go. But I think if you just focus on like those last few minutes, you know what I mean? There might be some whatever like leading up to it. But I love like if you just think about like that last interaction with them is great.
So just yell until they get like to the door and then hug them.
And then be like, I love you so much. You're
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say my best advice is setting reminders in my phone, putting everything in my calendar. Like Megan said, we currently have a whiteboard in the kitchen and I print out everybody's schedules. I made my husband start using his Google Calendar, but I think I'm still trying to figure out another way to keep everything organized. I haven't gotten there yet, but that's for another day. I think we've like reached the end of our episode, so we're going to talk about pits and peaks and something really great that's going on or something that kind of sucks. Does anyone have anything they want to share?
I have a peak, and I feel like we talked about this, but only offline. So my son started new school this year, which is always a little nerve-wracking, but it's been going great, and he loves it, and we love his teacher. And so that's, as a parent, everyone can relate to that when you have to send your child off somewhere new. And like that, he came home from his first day and said it was the best day of his life.
Oh,
So I'm sure some of the excitement will wear off, but like when you're so nervous about sending them to a new place, that's always good.
Yeah. Megan, I feel like you probably have something good you're going to share. So
No, not really. No, actually. So, Kallie, don't think I copied you. Okay. Cause we kind of think alike here. It's down there, but mine's kind of the same. All three of my kids are happy. They love going to school. They love their friends, their teachers. They're happy with their, activities after school. We haven't I'm sure we will have issues. Life is not perfect, but everyone's just in a good place. And for me, that's a peak because you want nothing more than your kids to be happy. So I'm, sorry to piggyback on that, but I wrote down.
No, I love it. I think it's cute.
The same thing. It's just good energy. We're starting off the year right. And let's hope, I'm sure that there's always things that come up. It's part of it, but yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to jump on Megan's back because she's on top of Callie's back and say,
that is a visual.
I just had this visual in my mind of us just like a 3 piggyback ride. And August was a really difficult month for me personally and my family. And I was so nervous about this school year because Arbor starting preschool, Eiley was going to a new school for 3rd grade, and Annabelle's going to middle school, and everybody loves school. They love everything about it. And I started my job, and I love my new job that I'm doing 3 days a week. And it's like, I don't want to like get too excited because I'm waiting for, just shit to hit the fan again or something. But it's good. It's really good. And Arbor loves preschool so much that she was going from 9 to 12. We extended the day.
Perfect.
And she stays till 2. She just thinks it's the best. She's mad she can't go on Fridays.
That is a riot. That's so cute. I bet she loves going there. She just seems like she's so ready for that, right?
She's just obsessed. And she's got a little buddy there that's our friend's son. And so every night, the 4 of us like just exchange stories about what each kid comes home and tells us about what they talked about during the day. And it's really comical. They're both just, 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Having very grown-up conversations about things that happen in their neighborhoods and stuff. It's really funny. So, well, thank you everyone for listening. We will be back with Charlotte next time, and maybe it will be the official start of season 2, or maybe this was episode 1 of season 2. I don't really know. We'll figure it out later. But if you're new here, leave us a review. If you're old here, leave us a review. And thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.